Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to the Red Estate. Today we've got another round of treatment, quote-unquote, going on in the sanitarium for quite a few characters, but we've left a lot of our level 6 characters now ready and maybe willing to fight for us. I think what we're going to do is end up taking on the Formless Flesh, basically because it had like the best reward. I don't need another Book of Sanity or Dark Tambourine or Martyr Seal. Those are all pretty niche items. Legendary Bracer would probably come in more handy in the grand scheme of things. So for the party itself, I don't know. I'm thinking after all the trash talk I did about the leper last time, that I might bring him out. He's got a little bit of stress on him, but I think we can be okay with that. And then maybe like, you know what? Also, he could stand to have, man, I'm down to like 11,000 though. I was thinking about whether or not upgrades would be worthwhile. I think we're going to have to say nay on that for right now. And instead, do something maybe like this. We've got a lot of like fairly high damage characters up front, which I think is going to be useful for the Formless Flesh. My overall impression of the boss is largely that because of the way it rotates, there's occasionally just like a vulnerable spot, and we want to be able to hit that spot just as hard as we can for as much damage as we can. So I think that should be fine. We'll bring Dudley along for just some general healing, and then everybody except for Vipont actually could pull themselves off of Death's Door. So that seems pretty worthwhile. So yeah, I think this is a decent enough party composition. We've got a little bit of bleed tossed in, stunner. So yeah, I think I'll be okay with this. We pop into the provisioning screen. Since we do have one campfire, I'm gonna double down on food and bring way more than I have any real need to bring. But yeah, it should be a relatively light adventure, considering we are able to just sort of make a beeline to the boss. I'm gonna bring a ton of medicinal herbs, which is gonna seem weird, but we've got, between the leper and the Hellion, we've got two characters that debuff themselves, and so I can use these to remove the negative effect of some of their abilities, and so I'm thinking that's worthwhile. We'll bring 4 of these. If nothing else, we can use them before heading into the boss itself. Yeah, I think that's going to be okay. 4 or 5, it doesn't matter. It's 200 gold. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll go ahead and get the final piece of the Formless Flesh's story out of the way.
The spasmodically squirming, braying, and snorting half-corpses were heaped each upon the other until at last I was rid of them. The warrens had become a landfill of snout and hoof, gristle and bone, a mountainous, twitching mass of misshapen flesh fusing itself together in the darkness.
Yeah, I've never considered just how little I like the word gristle until just then.
The thing is more terrible than I can describe. An incoherent jumble of organ, sinew, and bone.
I imagine this spot, technically this is 4 squares away as well, but only because this hallway is not completed. And I'm not entirely sure if it's like as the crow flies distance or if it's like number of squares away. But I'm going to try for this first and then hope that we don't have to backtrack across the entire dungeon. One thing in the last episode I never really got to, which is a little bit sad, to kind of the point overall, regarding the like tier rankings and all of that stuff, was I mentioned early on keeping my mouth shut as that was released. I didn't really feel any need to like defend the Jester, Grave Robber, and Highwayman, considering what's the worst that can happen? They buff those characters, and I already enjoy playing with those characters quite a lot. I would not say no to them making them even better for me. Alright, that's some very solid damage there, actually. I'm going to go ahead and
Continue the onslaught.
for the kill of one.
Destroy them all.
She's already down 11. You know what? Let's just give her all of her health back. Awesome. And then... this is one of those times, since the leper can really only attack the front, I'm going to leave that space open for him.
Give them no quarter.
Okay, we lucked out there with the critical strike, getting the kill. That actually turns out to be
Such a
just
terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
unilaterally the best decision for us.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
And I think I'm going to go ahead and do some healing of my own. Man, such big heals. Awesome. Yeah. So, you know, if they were to decide that they would like to buff up some of those character classes, I'm okay with it. It's not going to rub me the wrong way.
Unforeseen.
Ooh.
Unforgiving.
Those were awesome rewards. Like 1,700 gold and 16 crests. I'm down with that. Also, it was pointed out... no! You have bandages! Fine. Nasty gash. Okay, you resisted it. Well, that's the least of the bad things that could have happened, really. One thing to point out regarding the leper specifically is, although he was ranked fairly low as an average...
For the slightest lapse in concentration.
That stress though. Although, you know, and I'm thinking we're going to try to stun the guy who could potentially stress us even more, although we're going to fail to do so. Yeah.
Ringing ears. Blurred vision. The end approaches.
Just ow. That's actually quite a bit of damage too. Although he was rated like as an average kind of low, he was also like the most contentious of that low mark, meaning that although he ended up averaging quite low,
falls, a faint hope blossoms.
There were I'm gonna go ahead and do the heal, remove that, and I think that's worth it overall. There were quite a few people who had strong feelings that the leper was very powerful. Most likely, you know, building party composition sort of around him works out pretty well. And let's go with that. I kind of feel the same way about the Jester personally, but apparently I am not widely agreed with on that point. Okay, good heal there. And we'll let him talk to Mr. Tambourine Man there. I know it's a drum. Don't question it. Nice. That was actually a pretty solid breakthrough. And since he's not stunned, let's just go ahead and prevent him from hurting us.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
I do think I'm going to pass out a little bit of food just so we don't get behind on the healing curve. That should be okay. Alright, and then we got no scouts while we're down here. I also don't think people quite value the scout as highly as they should. So this is a dinner cart, which needs medicinal herbs for loot. Okay. Yeah, awesome. That is a lot of food, which actually means I'm going to go ahead and use that excess food to top off our other characters. People just don't value that enough, and I do think bringing along characters with solid scouting chances can really turn an adventure around. We'll go ahead and camp here. We do need, in addition to just buffing up,
in tenuous firelight and uneasy companionship.
we also need to be considering his stress. All companions reduce, self-only reduce. Yeah, that is absolutely what we want. An accuracy up as well as stress reduction. All companions up by 5. That actually wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Now, let's look at everything else first. We're not really going to be fighting a size 2 enemy. I think it counts it as 4 size 1s. So let's go ahead and sharpen spear. Accuracy and crit up. Accuracy and dodge up. And then let's have him reduce his own stress, give a little out, and then does anybody else have self-only, less likely to be surprised. One companion. Okay, so she's now at the high end with 30. We'll chant there. And he is now completely taken care of. Okay, I'm pretty okay with walking into this with one character having 30 stress. I think we'll be fine.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
At this point, worst case, come on with that. Worst case scenario would sort of be running into a fight in the hallway here. Man, we came away with so much more food than I even brought with me. Yeah, and it's all gonna be wasted. Should probably consider that the Warrens are capable of giving back a lot more food.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Also going to go ahead and pass out the holy water buffs here, just in case. And then we'll get started. Or we won't. Oh, that's awful. Okay, so it's got to be over here, right? That makes the most sense. The missteps are real. Okay. Tell you what, we're going to come hither on this guy so that we can then smash his face in. Man, not as much damage as I would have liked, actually. So you know what? 2, 4. Try for the stun on the big guy. We do get it. Fantastic. And then she can end him. Okay. That actually works out pretty well. All he's got back there, harmless poke, move him forward. What does he do when he's in the back, actually? I'm not even entirely sure.
A decisive pummeling.
We will never know. Which I'm pretty okay with, actually. We'll try for the other stun, since we don't have anything better for her to be doing. It does resist that. But some big hits.
Exposed to a killing blow.
He'll get off that one attack, basically. This just has better crit chance, right? 20 versus 16. Ooh, doesn't matter if he dodges. Since I don't think the damage over time is really going to be relevant, we'll just go with these. Alright, and big blow. I'll have her go ahead and self-heal. If the Vestal wants to act like right away, no, that's fine. We'll just take him down.
Alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Alright, well, remember that worst case scenario I was talking about earlier? It just got even worse. So I didn't... 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the only other option. So I'm just going to be retracing my steps since I've got a scout of everything there. That means I will see fights and traps that appear in front of me, and otherwise I'm in a very non-scouty party. So that makes the most sense. Also, our torchlight won't go down very much. 4 torches should be enough. We'll be a little low, actually, to move through 4 hallways. We might come into it at like a middling level of light, but I think we'll be alright. That is rather harsh, though. I would love to hear if anybody knows, given equal distance between the starting point and 2 other points, we'll just stick to the outer edge. What does the game use to determine, you know, whether it ends up here or it ends up here? There's got to be something. I mean, I guess it could just be a coin flip. And if it is, I guess that's fine too. You're okay. I'll do the early stun on one of these guys. Rend for the old gods. Alright. Man, we are slow. But it's okay. We can easily dispatch these guys. And I'll let her miss again. Really? Okay. Tossing out those stressful incantations. We're now kind of right back where we were with the leper and his stress level. Oh man. Please don't miss this time. Thank you. Okay. That is something. And then a hook to the face will be enough to seal her fate had it gotten the bleed, which it didn't. That'll do it though. Okay. We're just gonna stall for a little bit of time actually. Yeah, I was hoping Rock here could get her self-buff on. But if not, that's fine too. We're going to be ignoring the pile of bones, considering we used our holy water all for no purpose whatsoever. That would have been a better route. Oh well. We're going to get into 2 fights kind of back to back here. You know what, since we do have the food for it. His accuracy is like through the roof right now, right? Okay. So this is a medicinal herb for a damage buff. Yeah, 30 damage until... Man, that is fan-freaking-tastic. Glad to have picked that up, actually, and not gotten rid of it by a camp right before the boss fight. Trying to look on the bright side as much as I can. 95... Not a lot of chance for it to really work, but I didn't have a better option, truth be told. 20 damage is fine. There's no protection, so we're just gonna wickedly hack at him. And maybe... not quite taking him down. Okay. We came oh so close to getting him before he was able to even act a single time. A true display of skill, but one we were unable to muster.
The greater the glory.
Ew, I've never seen the corpse for one of those guys before. That is gnarly. Let's see if we can't bring him in to cuddling range so that our leper can make a new friend. You know what? I'm gonna go with the party heal. Awesome. Anybody acts before him? No. Of course, we get vomited on. And it gives us the fits. So awful. Oh, accuracy and crit down. Man, oh, man, oh. Fine. Fine. Everybody's back up to almost max HP anyway.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
We're just going to take our gold and go home. No, we're going to take our gold and head into the next room. Oh, boy. Swanitar champion, eh? Huge stun resist, so that's not going to be something we're doing to him. We'll try for the stun here. It has a small chance of working.
Safety.
Yeesh. Alright, Dudley. You're suddenly real important. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Bleed. Yes. Okay. Gonna focus on the Swinitar as he has come into our sights, at least. And I do think at least one turn of marking for the bonus is probably going to be worth it. Especially if we get back-to-back attacks. Really? A plus 90% bonus on damage, and I do 11. Wow. That was the worst damage roll possibly imaginable. Oh, what grievous injuries. Yeah, you're telling me, pal. Try retreats. Okay. 29. I may not be able to bring him down now that he's in that position, especially because like that would have done it on its own. Still need more healing. And Borush. Thank you for not. Never mind.
Unbalanced.
I was gonna say thank you for not pig spearing the entire party, but you know, that was pretty bad on its own. So yeah. All right. We can pray. Good dodge. Oh my. This guy's got huge bleed resist, right? And pretty decent move resist as well. I'll try for it. I didn't imagine that was gonna work.
Monster's size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
But I figured it was best to not create a corpse there so that our leper would still be able to do something. Tentacle devour. Okay. You know what? We're gonna self-heal. We're actually even gonna hope for the next round. No. I can't leave him alive.
Victory. Perhaps the turning point.
Oh, wow. So much stuffs. These heirloom chests are actually kind of a disappointment now that heirlooms aren't super meaningful to me anymore. We've gotten 24 crests at the very least. I'm gonna drop those. We'll use the key. I think it's just gonna be, well, we got our key back actually and exchanged it for 750 gold. So that's probably worthwhile. We'll go ahead and take the crests. All right, man. We have started to take a little bit of a beating. I am definitely cognizant of that fact. A dinner cart and some medicinal herbs actually works out pretty well. Yeah, I think that healing was totally worthwhile. 500 gold. We'll take it over an anti-venom. And then keep a moving. Oh, I stopped. I didn't mean to keep walking. I let go of the thing and it didn't care. Alright, we've got 2 torches left. Okay, so we are going to get into this with at least our torchlight in a decent manner. Man. Such a rough ride just getting here. Can we at least get a clear hallway to the boss? We can. It's the little things, you know? We're not going to be able to do any more healing, though, so we're going in here a little bit battered and bruised. 58 and 66 stress. I would not be surprised if Ms. Dudley here doesn't come out quite sane on the other side.
Contorting and ever expanding. This horror must be unmade.
Yep, I'm looking forward to unmaking you. Oh god, I've only just realized that. Alright, we'll wait for the horrible onslaught to stop. Because of course the boss acted before us in every single way. So the pig's hindquarters definitely attacks you with like an anus monster that comes out in like a mouth tentacle. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. I'm actually going to go ahead and just buff here. These guys have 70% protection, so I don't see that being a huge thing. Bleed. I could try to bleed him. Let's go for that. I'm actually not entirely sure how mark works here. If we mark a spot, does him re-jiggering himself, like, does that make it... Go ahead and use bandage. Does that make the mark go away? I actually don't know. What I am going to do... Oh, man, 2 to 4. Ugh, that's so low. 3 to 5. 4 to 8. Ugh. Oh, so bad. Alright. Gonna try for it. Miss anyway. Alright, there we go. Some, relatively vulnerable. See? Do you see that? That's pretty gross. Okay. Now, I have done no damage to him so far. Let's see if we can't change that a little bit. Man, that is a huge heal, though. I'm taking some massive damage. If I stun, does the undulation take away the stun? I should probably just heal. We'll leave Dudley to what she's good at, especially with the big
executed.
Awesome. Especially with the trinkets she is carrying here. Healing is definitely her forte. Just smack this guy. Alright. Doing big damage numbers. We've already taken him down to like 1/4 of his total health. The bleed is nice. Ugh. That's not so nice. That's not nice either.
Life ebbs. Terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Yep. Okay. Hello, Death's Door.
Hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
Okay. It's okay. 3 to 5. 4 to 8. You know what? I'm actually going to just try to spread it out, so I got 7, which I think was a pretty decent compromise there. They're all Eldritch. Let's try for a mark here. These are things I should probably have already known. Death's Door is fine. Oh, that's horrifying. I'm actually going to Adrenaline Rush. It gets rid of the bleed, which I think is going to be important. Also gets her off Death's
More blood
Door.
soaks the soil, feeding the evil therein.
Ah, Dudley. No opportunity to heal her after she got to Death's Door while blighted. Wow. This is very bad. He's gonna go down to 1 HP. Alright, it does still leave them marked. 80% protection though. 3 to 7. 1 to 1, but it can apply a bleed. I think the bleed is probably better overall. Bone Zephyr, lovely. Oh god, less lovely. And then I'm kind of in the same place where spreading it out at least ensures 2 damage. Hey, a crit for 4. That's something. Oh man. Losing Dudley is hard. Very hard. I've had some bad experiences with my Vestals. Ugh. Okay. That's not the number I needed. Alright. Not only is Dudley dying, leaving this boss fight in question, it also means...
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
It also means Wine, Women, and Song is no more. And, she didn't even go out doing what she loved. She wasn't with her friends when she died. She was alone in a strange and foreign land. Man, getting really low ends of some of these attack numbers, which is harsh. I've got to try to heal the leper. At least I think. I've got to try to heal the leper.
And now the true test. Hold
Death's
fast.
Door and blighted. Death's Door and stunned. Never mind.
Survival is
Never
a
mind.
tenuous proposition. in this sprawling tomb.
Okay. I'd say that pretty much seals it then.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
This cannot continue. We've got 2 characters on death's door, one of which is stunned. I've got to go back. I definitely think that having to run twice as much of the dungeon as was explicitly necessary sort of meant the difference here. I really do. I'm waving the white flag and hoping that it succeeds.
The sin is not in being outmatched, but in failing to recognize it.
Hey now, you, mister. I was probably outmatched. It's okay. Oh, man, that is painful. But we're going to end up abandoning our quests and heading home.
A setback, but not the end of things.
No. We did make it out with 9,000 gold, certainly enough to have financed the trip. And quite a few crests as well, so some forward advancement made there. It hurts losing those level 6 characters, though. As the amount of gold that has gone into them, oh man. I don't even know. Let's see. The last upgrade takes 4,000. They're probably 20 to 30,000 gold each, considering just the upgrades, and not even like the 4 trinkets that we just lost.
We dug for months, years, an eternity, and we were rewarded with madness.
Indeed. Madness feels bad. Alright, we did remove some negative quirks. We took off some diseases as well, which was certainly needed, to say the least. Man, we're going to have some de-stressing to do after the traumatic events in that last party. And we've still got enough level 6 characters. I think we could probably put together a decent enough crew. Vare becomes our only dedicated healer, which is a little bit of a concern. Oh my, oh my. Well, the next episode is definitely going to be some rebuilding opportunities for us. Hopefully you enjoyed my squirming and punishment in this episode. If you did, feel free to subscribe for more videos on the channel every single day. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other episodes, and I will catch you guys next time.